Now we could go straight to the next area, but I want to go back in this direction. Just to highlight something about the way the area is designed. Also because I like driving the ride scale. Anyway, what I want to stress with Jeff Agrasite's story is how much more complex it is to fit Dust in that story into a straightforwardly pathological or capitalistic role. Clearly, Dust is doing something bad there, because it's involved in the fungus that's corrupting the soil, and it's also part of Jeff's obsession, and those things are mutually reinforcing in some way. But it's not as straightforward as Jeff was a healthy human being to start with, and then Dust corrupted him. So we've got a closed gate here, which we can't do anything about. We're going to come to from the other side. Before we do that, though, there is a quick thing I want to pick up over here. Which I think we get to this way. Is that right? Not here. Where is it? Somewhere there's a way to get up. Here we go. So we're already starting to see Dust as something that's doing something more complicated. You know, the inhabitants of Jeff's village blame the Dust. It is not actually ever said explicitly that the nanodust is causing the fungus. The fungus might be a separate problem, and the dust might be that they're referring to might just be the dust in Jeff. We found another card. Which card is this? Help, I'm trapped in a flavor text factory. All day long I write humorous little blurbs for your reading pleasure, but at what cost? Well, for the first time in many years, the reclusive proprietor of this diabolical establishment is opening the factory to a select few outside guests. This is my chance. So that's the card for the morose clouds above us. Anyway, let's get to the other side of that gate, which we need to go around here and meet a very cool purple character. Faye McCool says, "Ah, it's good to be back home. I wonder how old Lonwei is doing." "Oh, hi there. Are you a new resident of the valley?" "Oh right, you're the nano cleaner. I guess we both came here from Sinnoh. For a while I was scraping by in the big city as the front woman of a band, but then my parents left for travel and wanted me to take care of the house." "Have you seen Lonwei? She's the scientist who lives up the big steps. We fell out of touch when I moved, but I still think about her sometimes. One time she used a chemistry set to mix up some sort of concoction for me to spite my hair." "What's it like to be a rock star?" "Ah, ha ha ha. It's pretty fun overall. I'm lucky. I don't really have a lot of basis for comparison. It can be a lot of pressure, but I never really thought I could be anything else, so I'm glad to be back home for a spell, though. Missed hearing the sounds of birds." Even if you are very familiar with someone's artistic work, it doesn't mean you totally know them. On the other hand, even if you know someone personally, you don't always know them either. I guess there are just different ways of knowing. Imagining the interiority of another person is always part projection, but that's not necessarily bad. I don't know what I'm doing for Faye's voice. There's also this fine fellow who is not interactable. I would like to befriend the house dog, but I cannot. And then there's this fine fellow. Ray Ray Boatshoes says, "Oh, it's the Nano Cleaner Nova. Pleasure to meet you. I'm Ray Ray Boatshoes. I'm sorry to say I'm not dusty enough to need a nano cleaning. I know, it's not something to wish for, but I find the whole process very neat." "Nova, say you were shrunken down and found a dust mite. If you put that dust mite in your mouth and then grow back to full size, would you then have a giant dust mite in your mouth?" Oops, is that a rude question to ask? I would just love to see a giant dust mite. "Nova, are you a gamer? Did you know video games can make you cry?" Oh, you are physically unable to cry? Ah, I'm sorry, Nova, I did not mean to be insensitive. But video games can be a very emotional experience. My favourite video game is called An Ode to Dying, as it is very sad. And yes, you can't spark him. I think I said last time I haven't completed Undying 2, so I don't know how sad it is. But anyway. Here we have Beringia Manju. Bum badum 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 bum. Oh, excuse me, I was just working out a new beat. I am Beringia, and this is my drum bird Katsu. Together we travel New Theland, but somehow we always find ourselves back here in the valley. You keep looking toward the building on the steps. That is Lonwei Yonstein's laboratory. I couldn't say I know much of Lonwei, but I want her to be happy. She stays up there mostly, smoke and fumes swelling up from her chimneys until late into the night. Most often I run into her at the pond. She leaves little contraptions in the water and checks them day after day. If you travel further from the centre in any direction, you'll find the outer sands, further still to meet the sea. Past the sea is the horizon, but the horizon can only be seen and not touched. Is there anything more than all of this? Drumbirds are incredibly hardy creatures. Not only does Katsu relish being pounded upon with wooden sticks, but they also have sheltered me from extreme heat and cold throughout our travels. I don't know where I'd be without Katsu. So that's just a valley of interesting characters. That you have to go through at least once, because here's that gate again, and now we can open it. And now here we have Lonwei Yonstein. Ah, Nova, you have I tried a different voice. My voices are all becoming the same. Ah, Nova, you have arrived at last. That is to say, greetings, it is good to see you. I am Lonwei Yonstein, PhD, and this is my, brother, Lonwei Yonstein. Lonwei, to be honest, is the one you are really here to see, but don't let him get a big head about it. He loves that joke. Don't you, Lonwei? Lonwei doesn't answer. Nova, have you ever met a PhD before? It means that I am a Doctor of Phil. Ah, but despite my impressive credentials, I still require the assistance of a nano-cleaner. Lonwei is sick with the dust. I can observe the sickness with my nano-drone, but I am unable to truly clean him. Please, Nova, I can feel his pain. Please, help my brother Lonwei. Here is thick with the blah 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 blah. Excuse me, we shall do this. Although it should be pretty clear that Lonwei is not really a brother, per se. Digital doppelganger. Shadowy thoughts take form within the large and mysterious head. Sorry about that, I've got a frog in my throat. Lonwei says, Nova, it's me, Lonwei Yonstein, PhD, communicating with you via my nano-drone. I thought I might be able to assist you, as I am familiar with Lonwei's mindscape. You see, Lonwei has the ability to create shadow beings within this realm. You may need to use this to your advantage. Well, howdy, I'm the lab assistant. Right up this way is test chamber 1. To the right is test chamber 2 and 4. I think. I don't have access there. So the first thing we're going to do... Oops. Solve some puzzles. How does this work? Ah, dang. Now I have to do the whole puzzle again. Oh, come on. No? The spiky ball will damage me if I get too close. There we go. Here we go. Call my Yonstein. Hi, Faye. Long time no see. Right. Do people still say that dorky phrase? Oh, no, of course. Of course not. It was a joke. Because of how long it's been since we've hung out. Right. So, have you seen any nice motorcycles lately? Yeah, for sure. Hey, listen, Lonwei, sorry to butt out, but I gotta be going now. Catch you later. Oh, yeah, me too. Yeesh, I can't believe I used to hang out with that nerd. Oh dear lord, haha. That was too painful to watch, wasn't it, Nova? Lonwei can be so clueless sometimes. Well, no matter. It's no skin off my nose if Lonwei wants to embarrass himself. Let's just continue to the dust crystal. Oh, Lonwei, could you get out of the way? No, you won't? Of course you won't. Sorry, Nova. I guess you'll have to take care of this on your own, too. There we go. So that gets us through test chamber 1. It's a little bit Portal. All these test chambers, very clear puzzle gamey bit. This is test chamber 2. Further down the hall is test chamber 4. What? Chamber 3? Haha. we don't talk about chamber 3 here. And indeed we won't. So what happens here is we do that. I feel like this area would look really good in a speedrun. Whoops. Ugh, rats. Ah, that's right. No. Oops. There we go. Let's see what we can do this time. Hey there, I don't think I've seen you around here before. Howdy, hi, I'm Ray Boatshoes. Pleased to meet you. Wow, are you a real-life PhD? That's so cool. I just moved here from out the Eastern Outer Sands. Oh, yeah, that's neat. Wow, you must be so smart. I hear you are a scientist. What are your favorite colors of bubbling liquids to put in your test tubes? Well, that's not really how science works. Wow, this Ray character really thinks I'm something. But I'm just a huge dork idiot. Ray must be an even bigger dork if she looks up to me. Oh, Ray, I'd better get going. I've got some, test tubes boiling over, you understand? Oh, of course. Clear the way, everyone. Important scientists at work. Get me out of here. Sorry about all these interruptions, Nova. Lonwei's mind must be a bit on the fritz, creating all these silly shadow shows. Just try to ignore this nonsense. So what we're seeing here is that, like, Lonwei is an awkward person, and Lonwei is very ashamed of them. Well, I think you can get around Lonwei if you just go, like, to the left and then... Oh, wait, never mind. So, same drill. This is all about kind of using Lonwei to get through a puzzle and then obliterating him at the end. This is where Chamber 3 would be, but it's not. Or I guess this is where Chamber 3 would be, but it's not. And then off we go to Chamber 4. What do I do here? Time. Oops. No, can't do that. Oops. Struggling with the controls a little here. There we go. Berenguer, hi! Oh, yeah, hey, Safeway, what was your name again? Oh, Lonwei, it's no big deal, though. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, Lonwei, what's up? I was just wondering if you, wanted to go visit the radish fields in the west sometime. I hear they're beautiful. I mean, like, together with me, that is. Oh, you and me? Like, on a date? Oh, I don't know. I mean, if you... look, Lonwei, you're a really neat person, but I guess I never thought of you as the dating type. You're always just working in your lab. Have you ever dated anyone before? Well, not exactly. We're very different, Lonwei. I don't think we could make each other happy. Well, of course Lonwei was never going to get with Beringia. I'm telling you, Nova, this guy is completely delusional. What could he possibly have to offer someone like them? Look, I may be no cooler than Lonwei, but at least I'm realistic about these sorts of things. Never mind, Nova, we're almost to the dust crystal. After Lonwei is cleaned, he'll stop playing out these goofy scenarios over and over again. And back we go. I'm so sorry. So we have to do the same drill again. There we go. There we go. And here's the dust crystal. Nova, are you alright? Oh no, the dust crystal is not dissolving? Okay, I must come clean. Lonwei is not my brother. He is a machine I created to compute the outcome of interactions. I intentionally grew the dust inside of him to power his highly complex software. The serum I used to grow the dust must have mutated its chemical structure, and now it is resistant to transformation. Nova, try sucking up my nanodrone as well. Perhaps I can strategically perforate the dust crystal from inside your vacuum canister. Well, that should about do it. Time to... So Lonwei has nothing to say. Nova, because of my deception, you were put in harm's way. For that, I deeply apologize. I was afraid that if the Centre found out about my experiments with dust, my laboratory would be shut down. But believe me, Nova, never again will I tamper with these forces. They are beyond my control. No, from now on, I will stick to what I know and understand. Why set myself up for failure and embarrassment? Some pursuits are simply not worthwhile. Some experiments will only cause harm. I allowed myself to get distracted by the Lonwei experiment. I should return to my original Centre-assigned research topic, dream energy. Did you know that one of the most powerful forms of energy in existence is human yearning? I wonder what the power of human yearning could create. I'm very grateful to be the type of person who deserves to be created with a PhD. Not everyone deserves to have been created with a PhD, or else they would have been. I allowed myself to... Oh, yeah, okay. So... Lonwei is actually a horrible person. Like, no two ways about it. Whoops, that was not where I wanted to go. How did this actually work? Around here. This is just a fun thing I figured out that you could do. Get up here and we can see the whole of the area. So with Lonwei, it's even less clear what the dust actually did to her. Clearly, she's you know, there's an anxiety thing that's going on with her kind of constantly rehearsing these scenarios and trying to use science to resolve the scenarios that she's rehearsing, which I've got to say cuts a little too close to home. You know, Lonwei's a horrible person, but I feel a deep kinship with her. Her cringes are my cringes. But again, it's not clear what the dust is supposed to have done there. and how she's working on dreaming and human yearning, but in a way that doesn't necessarily seem to be closely related to, or doesn't seem to be clearly separate from, really, what the dust is doing, which also seems to be something to do with yearning, and I don't feel like the problem that she's having of the anxiety is necessarily